Apple is one of the biggest companies on the face of the earth. This smartphone company was the first to break the record of the highest market capitalization of $1 trillion. With great power comes great responsibility. Apple took this famous quote of Uncle Ben seriously enough. As the Cupertino company aggressively ratchets up its in-house sustainability practices, Apple is looking for new ways to get green. And as a part of that initiative, Apple has their trade-in option, where you trade in your old gadget, and Apple will give you a large credit. Simply, it seems like Apple wants your old iPhones. But why exactly? Well, we will be diving into the answer in this video. How did it start? If you have observed, Apple has heavily promoted their trade-in program in recent years, encouraging users to give up their old iPhone in exchange for a discount on a new model. After the company's first quarterly profit decrease in years, Apple began giving trade-in values in 2013. After the debut of the $999 iPhone X in 2017, they began actively marketing the trade-in option. The theory was that the market had grown saturated, and consumers were less likely to purchase new phones. Apple aided consumers in purchasing new phones by giving trade-in credit, even as prices rose. Over a third of Apple Store customers now utilize this program. But what's in it for Apple? A marketing strategy. Now, whatever you think about this strategy of Apple, it is a better form of marketing strategy, for sure. The trade-in ad is also quite unique. Apple's trade-in ad encourages people who have done great things with their iPhone and who are ready for something new to do one last great thing with it and trade it in so someone new can do their own great things with it. It solved two problems the company faced: slowing iPhone sales due to market saturation and users waiting longer to upgrade due to the iPhone's price rising year after year. Trade-ins bring down the device's price and allow more users to upgrade sooner. Tim Cook wants people to think about their phones like their cars. When you're done with one, move it on to someone who can make use of it. Now that's the type of thinking you can expect from the CEO of a trillion-dollar company. Do anything with the gadgets that were turned in, they would lose any profit they made on the trade-in credit. So, when phones are in excellent condition, that's good news for them. Even if it's not in good working condition, they refurbish the device and resell it in emerging markets at a lower price. That way, Apple can directly compete in the used smartphone market while also selling a device twice that only had to be manufactured once. Pretty smart, isn't it? Recycling. Now, those are the cases when the phone is in good condition, or at least in a moderate condition so that it can be resold. But what will Apple do with the iPhones that are in too poor condition to sell? Well, there comes the option of recycling products. Recycling electronics has always been messy, and it's only getting messier as our devices get smaller and more complicated. There are more than 70 different elements in a modern smartphone. That's nearly 2/3 of the periodic table in the palm of your hand. When it comes to something as complicated as a smartphone, only a fraction of the total material can ever be reclaimed. Shredding could be an option, but shredding smartphones to get at the gold inside is not ideal, to be honest. So taking the phone apart is the last option, and for this purpose, Apple has got one dedicated worker named Daisy. Apple's newest disassembly robot, Daisy, is the most efficient way to reclaim more of the valuable materials stored in the iPhone. Well, before Daisy, there was another robot named Liam. With 29 arms, this bot could disassemble an old phone in 11 seconds flat, breaking it down into assorted bins of screens, screws, SIM card trays, and spare batteries. But Liam couldn't serve on the front line for long as the updated Daisy took his place as the disassembler. Created through years of R&D, Daisy incorporates revolutionary technology based on Apple's learnings from Liam. Daisy is made from some of Liam's parts and is capable of disassembling 9 versions of the iPhone and sorting their high-quality components for recycling. Daisy can take apart up to 200 iPhone devices per hour, removing and sorting components so that Apple can recover materials that traditional recyclers can't. Making some environmental impacts. As this big of a company, Apple has to make sure of making some positive impacts on the environment, and this trade-in initiative actually falls under the sustainability responsibility. Daisy saves valuable resources that might otherwise wind up in a landfill. Once Daisy has taken a phone to pieces, Apple sells the components to recyclers. It's billed as a clean system from a company publicly touting greater environmental accountability. Potentially dangerous lithium batteries can be dealt with on their own, while valuable metals are concentrated for recycling. This approach was required in order to achieve Apple's goal of a closed-loop supply chain, where all new products would be manufactured without pulling new materials from the earth. The iPhone 12 uses 100% recycled rare earth elements in all magnets. Moreover, all the energy needed to mine, refine, manufacture, ship, and assemble those materials is lost. According to Apple's most recent environmental report, the average Apple device produces 252 pounds of CO2, accounting for 77% of the company's total greenhouse gas emissions. At the end of the day, Apple's trade-in incentives are a win-win situation for all parties involved. The iPhone trade-in program benefits the customer by making their new device more affordable, benefits Apple by boosting sales of their new iPhones, plus sales of older refurbished models, and benefits the environment. In addition, the environment benefits since the firm can reuse elements in older phones, rather than discarding them. Tim Cook can say, "Business is booming." That's all for now. I hope you've learned all about why actually Apple wants your old iPhones. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and turn on notifications so you're up to date on the channel's updates. See you in the next video.